All right, back on TYT Sports. Those who saw the Turks segment of the Turks and Jerks Best and Worst in the NFL Week 9, we are now here with the Jerks segment, so make sure to check out our best. If you did not watch that, I am sitting alongside Tracy and Taylor, the 49ers fangirl and the Rams fangirl, and I guess if I'm going to fit in today, the Giants fangirl would be me.
You can be fanboy if you want.
I can be Giants fanboy. It's a little bit better. Taylor, would you like to start us off for this one for your worst of the NFL?
Oh, sure. I went with Josh Huff, the receiver from the Eagles, former receiver from the Eagles. He was arrested on Tuesday. First pulled over for speeding and then got charged with possession of a handgun and marijuana. It just drives me crazy when professional athletes do this. You know the rules. Just don't do it.
I don't see why they put themselves in these positions.
Exactly.
Right? Like, I have, like, everyone's entitled to their opinion. Like, if you have a gun, just keep it at home.
Right.
Why do you need it in your car?
Right. You don't need the marijuana in your car.
Right, you don't
do
need
it
that
at
either.
Home,
Right, which is crazy, too, because, like, that's one of the things that the NFL should probably look into because there's been now surfacing reports, like 75% of the league has admitted to smoking to help them with pain, whatever it might be. But as of right now, you can't do it. So if you sign your name on the dotted line that says, like, here's a ton of money, we're going to give you so much money,
right.
Just go 16 weeks without doing it, or if you're good enough and your team's good enough, 22 weeks without doing it. Right? You know, it can't be that hard, you would think. So that's a really good choice. It also hurt the Eagles in that game because they would have needed all the help they can get.
I know. Yeah. Well.
Tracy?
Mine is Chris Boswell and the onside kick heard around the world.
Yes.
The Pittsburgh Steelers had come back against the Ravens. It was 21-14 with 48 seconds left. And then they went for an onside kick. And so he did what was called a Rabona. Am I saying that right,
That's
Jason?
correct.
So Jason was explaining it to me earlier, and it's a soccer move. And in theory, you're supposed to confuse the defense, and the kick would go in the opposite direction. Unfortunately, he tripped over himself, and the kick went nowhere fast.
Right.
And it was really quite embarrassing. I mean, I laughed and have watched it multiple times and laughed every time. So he is my jerk because I guess if you can't do the Rabona right, maybe just go with the normal onside kick. Now, in fairness, in college he did do it.
Oh, it worked
and
in
he
college?
did, and it
Oh,
worked.
that's awesome.
It did
so
work.
He has it in his arsenal.
He has it in his arsenal. Well, at least he did.
He did.
I think now he might be a little gun shy on trying it again.
Right.
But so he is my jerk of the week. I'm sorry. I hate picking on the kickers. I really do.
I know. You know what's funny? This is the best year to pick on kickers, though, because, you know, I get it. It's not, I can't go into the field. I can't go in a game time situation and kick a 20-yard field goal. I think the farthest I've ever made and it dunked off the bottom post was like 15 yards. I can't kick, okay? That's not my expertise.
But no one expects you to.
However, no one is expecting me to. That's a good point. However, there are a lot of teams in the NFL, we get that, but there's only a very small amount of position that the kicker can be. So how many kickers are there that we have like in circulation? 35, some aren't playing right at the moment. I'm really considering saying, like, you know, just go over, give some Premier League player, some La Liga player, some MLS player a 1-week contract. See how he would do. Because Blair Walsh, again, donked one off the post, which ended up, and missed the PA. He missed the PAT too. So it just, this poor guy is on the sideline with Adrian Peterson, who's trying to, you know, make him feel better on a season that couldn't get, like, is starting to derail quickly for the Vikings, believe it or not. Started 5-0, now their defense doesn't look nearly as good. They got to get their stuff back, their defense back on track, and Sam Bradford needs to start looking like Sam Bradford of weeks 1 through 3, not Sam Bradford of not week 5, but week 7. But we don't know what we'll get from Sam Bradford from week. It's
so
all over
basically
the
Sam
place.
Bradford,
We're getting
except
Sam
for
Bradford.
that aberration.
I think it's like Colin Coward says, like floppy arms, floppy sleeves, Sam Bradford. But the Rabona kick, I love the move. You've seen it happen in world football, soccer from like the other leagues. It's amazing when it happens. It's a beautiful thing. However, you know, crafty, you failed. You're now the meme of the week. You're the most viral Vine. Oh, what am I talking about? Vine's not a thing anymore.
Aww.
Rest in peace, Vine. But you're the most viral thing on Twitter and Instagram. We got to check out this free kick, onside kick. I talk about soccer on the platform too, so it goes back and forth. Absolutely great pick. I'm going to stick with the Steelers in the Ravens game because I think whoever's decision it was to start BenRoethlisberger was a bad decision. We know Ben Roethlisberger is the most tough quarterback in the game, one of the most tough players in the game. You know, he'll play with injuries. It hasn't really bothered him in the past. However, the severity of his knee injury is mind-blowing to me. He tore his meniscus, which, by the way, in most cases would keep you out for 2, 3, 4 weeks without even an attempt at coming back. It wouldn't even be a thought like, oh, Ben's going to be ready next week. That, to me, is insane. And he opted to get the surgery where it's like an outpatient surgery where they shave down part of the bone. This sounds so brutal because it is. And Ben Roethlisberger, who, by the way, when he suffered this injury, was walking off the field. God forbid a cart helped that guy out. So my feeling is the Steelers in that loss, Ben Roethlisberger's stat line around 250 yards passing, he had a touchdown. He was mobile in the way that Ben Roethlisberger is mobile, but it was obviously a problem. So why risk it? Landry Jones has proven, at least in the competent backup quarterback form, that he can play football, he can move the chains. No offense, Taylor, but would probably be better than Case Keenum right this second for you guys.
Yeah.
So maybe throw to Landry Jones a contract. And in your case too, Colin Kaepernick and the rest of the
Colin
49ers.
Kaepernick actually had a decent day
I know,
yesterday.
he runs well. I still give him credit for that. He still runs really well, and it does cause some problems.
He had a very bad interception and a fumble.
That's true,
That
but
was
he
bad.
also had there was 1,000 yards of total offense between the two teams?
Yes. In fact, the 49ers had 491 yards of total offense and still lost the game by 17 points, 18 points.
Because the Saints,
Because the Saints.
Saints have always had a great secondary, man. I mean, 491 total yards of offense, man. A lot of that coming off Drew Brees' arm for around 300 of those yards. But so I don't get the reason to start Ben Roethlisberger in this game. I know it's a division game. I understand that it's an important game, every game in the NFL, because of the small sample size. 16-game season is so important. Landry Jones could do it. You have Antonio Brown. You have Le'Veon Bell. These guys are playmakers in themselves. Just shift the game plan a little bit. Le'Veon Bell gets some more carries. Make sure Antonio Brown is getting fed from Landry Jones in that offense. Keep it short. The dip and dunk offense that works for the Patriots, I guess, is not that easy to replicate, considering no other team seems to be doing it that way. In terms of the other quick notes, just to finish up the NFL stuff for Monday, the Packers lost to the Colts. It's not a jerk, but this was noteworthy. Aaron Rodgers' post-game press conference I thought was really interesting. I'm not sure if you guys saw it. Did you guys get a chance to take a look?
No.
Basically, what Aaron Rodgers said was they didn't have it today. And he says, I don't know what it is. I think I come to the team every week with a degree of enthusiasm, with a degree of wanting to get the team going. But he even said, I'm not a rah-rah guy. I'm not going to get there, but I feel like I bring enough every single week. And it was almost like he's taking half credit for the loss and then also blaming everybody else for the loss. So I think something's very wrong in Green Bay. And I don't think it's jerk-worthy because it's been happening throughout the season. I think the jerks are the ones who keep saying, it's Aaron Rodgers. He's going to figure out a way to get the team. No, it's bigger than your quarterback. Put Aaron Rodgers on the Colts right now, and he'd be in the same position that Andrew Luck is.
Yeah.
He'd be getting slammed, and it's a team problem. It's an organization problem. So Mike McCarthy, Aaron Rodgers, whatever it might be, could be not making the playoffs in a game that was 70 degrees in Lambeau Field.
I think that's what threw them off.
Yeah.
You're like, it is way too hard.
It's so hot here. I mean, remember the Jacksonville game, the first game of the season? They only won by 5 points in Jacksonville because the heat, the humidity, they can't do it. You want to get under Aaron Rodgers' skin, build a dome, turn on the heat. You'll be fine. All right, comment below, like, favorite, subscribe to the channel. Please check out Tracy and Taylor over on, is it the Fangirl Sports Network now?
Fangirlsportsnetwork.com.
I remembered when it was just the 49ers Fangirl. I was there for it. So make sure to check out all the websites. Again, description box below, all the fun stuff for social media. Check it out. Please give them a like, a follow, a subscription. There's too many things. What other things could there be?
Like, follow, subscription. That'll
Yeah.
do it.
That'll
Like,
do it.
follow, subscription.
All right. See you guys next time.